This is a German signaling rocket, and it will pop out. It'll pop out of the casing and go up maybe 20 feet. Then the rocket will ignite.
Okay.
Then it will keep going. I really have no idea how high they go. This is 26 millimeter.
And these adapters run about how much?
These are 35.
Oh.
That's 35 bucks.
Got it.
And 30.
And 26 millimeters available at every gun show I've ever been to.
And you find it at the gun shows, and also you can go on the internet, or you can go to Mike's store,
Mike's got them.
Mike's got them all, and then you simply lock it in place. Now, I'm going to shoot this straight up. I am.
Straight up.
Ready? Wait for it.
Oh my God. Welcome to the 16th episode of The Gun Writer TV, along with my co-host Mike Young, and we are joined, and I've been looking forward to this for a long time, Ed Dittus. Ed, you make grenade launchers.
No, I don't make grenade launchers.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. They're signaling devices.
They're signaling devices. To launch a grenade, you have to have a rifle barrel. These things do not have rifle barrels.
Tell me about your product, which is the coolest thing. It's got to be the ultimate AR accessory, or standalone.
Or standalone, and that's the interesting thing. We position it. We go to gun shows primarily to get feedback from consumers, and we characterize it as the ultimate bling for your AR.
It definitely is.
And it looks cool. I can't have one here, but it looks cool.
But we're going to be shooting the ever-loving heck out of them in a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. It owes a lot to the M203, the Armed Forces grenade launcher, and
I'm intimately familiar with the 203, and that's in 40.
That's in 40 millimeter, right? And this is 37.
37, which is perfectly legal for civilians, law enforcement.
It's specifically exempted in gun control legislation as a signaling device.
Okay.
I don't think there's a background check needed for a signaling device either.
No, there is not. There's no license,
no paperwork, no ATF.
No ATF.
I can walk into Mike's shop and say, sell me one of these signaling devices.
I got them. Yep, I got them.
Mike has them. Right.
He's the first dealer in Florida to
get
them.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. In fact, he was an enormous supporter of us when we first moved down here 2 years ago and started selling these from a previous company.
Let's talk about the change. You had a firm in Connecticut.
Connecticut, yes.
And that was known as?
Bates and Dittus, and that company has gone bankrupt, belly up.
And now the name of your firm is?
Ordnance Group.
Ordnance Group.
Ordnance Group, right.
And these are completely 100% made and assembled here in the great state of Florida?
Absolutely. We re-engineered the design using the engineering resources over at D&B Machining. Have been incredibly helpful.
And they're local?
They're local. They're right down the road. In fact, I got to drop some stuff off there after this. They've been incredibly helpful. They helped us engineer it. Some of their folks prototyped it for us. And then we went into production. First production run ended a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Excellent.
The metal finishing is all done in Florida. We have a guy that does the bead blasting up in St. Pete. We've got a guy, an outfit that does the anodizing in St. Petersburg, and the black oxide is done up in Tampa. So and we assemble them right now. The first pass we're assembling just to make sure everything works.
How's the living room look?
You're going to see it.
Yeah, they're assembled in the house, aren't they?
My wife said, "Don't bring them to the house." But I don't know. It's pretty funny.
Well, there's no overhead. Funny. There's no.
We have one of the reasons why the first company failed, frankly, was that it was so laden with cost.
Yeah.
We have virtually no fixed cost. We have liability insurance. That's fixed.
You don't have $1 million of CNC machinery sitting around for 16 hours a day.
I let D&B Machining take care of that for me.
Excellent. So you can pass the savings on.
Well, that's the point. I mean, we have an elegant looking object.
And they're incredibly affordable.
Oh, yeah. What your price point is?
$379.
What did you think the first time you walked in with one?
It was so cool, man. I put one on the bottom of my 300 Blackout short barrel, so it's like right next to the barrel, and it makes it look really mean.
You mean good really for signaling?
Yeah, yeah. If I'm out on a boat or in the middle of the woods and I can't find my way home,
dunk, dunk.
Well, I mean that's what people say. You know, they look at it and the first question is, is it legal to sell that? And I said, no, no, we stay one step ahead of the federal government.
Yeah.
And after that, they say, this is cool.
Yeah.
And people at the gun shows, when they walk past our table, they smile.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, you know, they have to be dour when they look at the ARs, right? They go, oh, that's, oh, they got
the evil black rifle.
Yeah, right, oh, that's a black rifle. They go past our stuff and they go, whoa, cool. The women love it.
I've seen it at the gun shows.
And all the kids that play Call
of Duty.
They all know what it is. They lecture the parents. It's very funny.
It is. The people will go to walk by his table and they'll stop, and then they'll be glued to it. I mean, it's definitely crowd gatherer device.
What type of rounds are available?
There, in 37 millimeter, there are the animal control rounds, bird bombs they call them. They travel for 100 feet or 200 feet and then explode very loudly. They also have a visual display.
Going hot.
Up. Yeah, there you go. There's smoke rounds, and there are flares. That all is 37 millimeter. Then there are adapters that we sell so that you can use less expensive imported rounds, 26 millimeter. 25.6 millimeter rounds from Czechoslovakia.
Tons of surplus.
Tons of surplus. Yeah. I mean, we sell the ammunition. We sell it on our website. We sell it at the gun shows. You can buy this stuff on the internet, but the problem is you incur hazmat, which is a killer.
Yeah.
And if you want a variety, you know, it gets very expensive.
Yeah.
So, for example, Mike is carrying, you know, the packages of assorted rounds, so a person can experiment a bit.
Sure.
And you got a reloading kit coming soon, right?
Oh, the reload. I'll give you one when you come to the house.
Nice.
Yes, you got that. So you can reload around. If you have the plastic hull, you can reload them. 10 of them would be about maybe $3 a round.
Oh, that's cheap.
That's
really
nothing.
cheap.
Yeah.
That's nothing. Yeah. And you can also get an adapter for 12 gauge.
You can get an adapter for 12 gauge, and again, the ATF regulations preclude firing a real 12 gauge cartridge in it. So these things have a ridge inside, so you can only chamber flares and blanks.
Okay. Well, I bet a 12 gauge blank gets your attention.
They are. We'll shoot one. They are incredibly loud. They're made by the ones we carry, made by Fiocchi.
Okay.
And they use them for theatrical performances and for dog training. So I think they formulate them to be very loud. Yeah.
Yeah, for hunting dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, just to be clear, you have rails on top and on bottom, and this can mount to the bottom of an AR.
Yes.
But it's also standalone, although it's not a top break like an M79.
Right. That's correct. And you know, frankly, I think that people would really enjoy using it that way because it's very practical.
Yeah.
It gives you not only the ability to have that shoulder-mounted type of style, but also you can then just take it apart and put it underneath the AR.
Well, it's like everything AR related. It's an erector set. It's however you want to mount it or not mount it.
We call it the Malibu Barbie Dreamhouse thing for boys. You know?
I got a GPS on my AR, and now I have a flare launcher on my AR.
Well, we sell them with small bayonets.
Yep, I seen it goes right underneath.
Just in case, but no, but I think the versatility of it, the ability to change it is interesting. The adapter that we have for it is $99, so which is not terribly expensive, and most people have extra AR stocks and just screw on the back.
Everybody's got extra AR stocks, and your price point. I mean, what's an EOTech worth?
Right.
What's a good quality red dot worth? What are backup sights worth? I mean, for $375, that's not out of line at all for any good AR accessory.
If you showed your new EOTech sight on your AR to someone across the room, they go, "Oh, that's nice." If you stood up and said, "Look what I got," and you had one of these launches on it, there'd be no question that it's obvious that it's cool.
Now, down the road, are you looking at all toward 40?
Yes, we have to. We've sold. We have a prototyped and drawn top brake launcher. We call it the LTL.
Like an M79.
Like an M79. It has it's double action only though.
Oh.
Double action only. So that has been sold internationally, and to governments.
Right. Because 40 civilians can own.
Right.
Okay.
And what we need to do. We are exploring now the licensing for manufacturing, actually assembling a 40mm version of that.
I've got to ask, what have your interactions with ATF been like? Because I know that you must have consulted with them several times.
Yeah, we've had to talk to them. Uniformly positive. They've been professional, they've been supportive, they've been like a guide through the labyrinth of the federal laws. I was pleasantly surprised because, you know, prior to this, I really had no interaction with them.
You hear the horror stories.
You hear the horror stories.
Right.
And we had, when we got our FFL, we have an FFL for other reasons.
Sure.
We had a wonderful interaction with them. I've been discussing moving into the 40mm with them, and they've given us very, very good advice. Well, I look forward to working with them, frankly. I think they're an asset.
It's fantastic. Right now, the 37mm is not regulated by ATF in any way. They regulate the ammo, you said.
They did something which, you know, this is, I'm sort of out of step, I think, with a lot of folks in the, well, maybe not. ATF, I think what they're doing with some of this regulation regarding our area, at least, is incredibly sensible. The launcher itself isn't regulated at all. You don't need a license. You can you can buy it through the mail. They regulate the ammo.
Makes sense.
So what they define as anti-personnel ammunition will make that a destructive device. Now you can own the ammunition. If you're a collector, you can own a round, no problem.
Right.
If you bring the launcher into the house, now it's a destructive device.
Well, enough talk, guys. Let's go shoot some.
Okay.
Let's shoot it.
Let's shoot it.
I've got this round called Thunder Rain. It's going to come down in crackling streamers, Piper says. We're locked. Going hot. Oh yeah. Oh God, I gotta get me one of these.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you. Good to see you, Ed.
Good to see you.
God bless, long live the Republic, and keep your powder dry.